there is anyone present here who does not know about social media, right? Social media.
Hello Soleha, this is Mahak Altaf from Standard 9.
Things you are interested in. At the same time, I may tell you that there isn't any geographical.
May be distracted and cannot focus on their studies. In contrast, students who do not have mobile phones
It's hard to balance when person gets addicted to social media. He forgets everything about his family and he gets attached with
because
social media.
they feel frustrated at times. What happens is if they have texted somebody before leaving to school, they will check whether
Anytime we get any wrong information which makes us fool, depressed, and we get annoyed too. At the same time, we get any wrong information.
Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome everyone. This is Soleha Farooq from Army Goodwill School, Cruson, and today we are having with us some brilliant students and teachers from AGS Cruson. Okay, well, do you remember the time when people used to write letters? People used to wait for a single mail. There was a time when people were excited about a single mail. But today everything has changed. Actually, social media has changed everything. Today we do not have to bother to see each other face to face, right? These things will be discussed in today's session, and the topic for today's discussion session will be the impact of social media on students. Well, talking about social media, I don't think there is anyone present here who does not know about social media, right? Social media is one of those modern means of communication that has gained popularity over the recent times. But its advantage and disadvantage has always been a topic of discussion for all of us, and that's why we are here today. So, let's start.
I am Mir Misbah from class 8.
I am Afaq Ejaz from class 9th.
I am Nazakat Bashir Dar, teacher AGS Cruson.
I am Sayeda Salah, student of class 8 Blue. I am Mahpara, teacher of English.
I am Idris Magul, student of class 10.
I am Rihanna Magul, teacher of AGS Cruson.
I am Sayeda Safa from class 10. I am Mehak Akbar from grade 10.
This is Sheikh Mustafa from class 9, the Billu.
And I am Sheikh Tawsif, a class teacher of.
You ready? Okay, so let me start with you first. So we would like to know from you, what do you think? Is social media a boon or a ban for students?
Saleh, I may tell you firstly, every coin has two sides. So it is up to we people how we use it. If we are using it properly and positively, then it is good for us. It would just give you some advantage. If we are not using it properly or positively, then it would have a disadvantage. Now I may give you some examples. For example, you are talking about social media sites, that is YouTube is there. If YouTube hadn't been there, we would have never come to know about physics wala. We would have never come to know about cancer. These are the great teachers that we have come to know about. It is because of these social media sites. At the same time, recently you came to know the NEET qualifiers from this far-flung area of Lulav in district Kupwara and the UPSC qualifiers. When they were asked about it, how they just cracked out, they told it that it is because of social media sites that helped us a lot. There are so many people who would help you out. There are a number of friends that would help you out, the things you are interested in. At the same time, I may tell you that there isn't any geographical, we can say, bound. Friends are there with you. Yes, I can say, yes, they are our virtual friends. They can't take the place of our real friends. So if we are in a problem, we are having some problem there in our lives, it is the real friend that can help me out. But at the same time, virtual friends are there. They are of great help as well. So the only thing is that it is up to you how you are using this social media sites. Besides this, social media sites have just given a number of things to the world. Today, we say people are interacting with each other. There are so many apps that we are using for communicative processes. For example, we do have WhatsApp groups in our school for the students. With the single click, we can just give information to the students about their educational processes. So I think it is mostly a boon rather than a ban.
Kai sister told that it's a blessing rather than a curse. Do you agree with this, ma'am?
Yes, Sonia, I do agree.
Then what are your opinions about social media?
Sonia, there was a period in my life when I was feeling low. I was having only one option. What I did, I tried to go on the YouTube. There I watched a serial. It was up to from the time duration was from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Then my phone turned off. But I wanted to watch this video again.
There are a number of teachers on YouTube. Don't you think the credibility of teachers has gone down because of it?
Well, Soleha, in my opinion, I think that what we learn at school is much easier to remember and understand. And if there is any confusion in our mind, then we can easily ask our teacher to revise it. But in online teaching, if there is any confusion in our minds, any doubts, then we cannot ask any teacher to revise it again. But at the same time, in offline classes, the teachers give their individual attention to each student, which helps the student.
Time parents do complain that their kids do use social media and in turn get distracted from their studies. Do you agree with the same?
Yes, Solia, I'm really concerned with that social media has totally distracted students from the continuous learning process. You know, in these days, students have lost their attention of study and they are just enjoying the social media for their own pleasure. You know, in my opinion, it's up to we people how we are using social media. But the sad reality prevails that instead of using it positively, what we do, we are just using it for our negative purposes. And if I think in this digital era, students have become totally dependent on social media. But at the same time, it's the responsibility of parents also to maintain a sense of security for their children. Thank you.
So next question is for Afaq. Afaq, do you have the smartphone with you?
No,
Okay, well, do you find any time that you need it?
I don't think so.
Okay, tell me whether you are going good or trailing behind in comparing to other students in the class.
Well, I think that not having a mobile phone, thus avoiding social media, can be beneficial for learning. Students who are constantly on social media may be distracted and cannot focus on their studies. In contrast, students who do not have mobile phones have fewer distractions and are able to focus on their coursework. Additionally, social media is a source of misinformation which can negatively impact a student's life. Overall, I think that being without a mobile phone and avoiding social media can be beneficial for learning. Thank you.
I disagree with what my friend just said. According to me, social media is good or bad, it depends on use. Because I'm also a social media user, I did not get any affected from social media. Because I did not misuse it. I talk about myself. Whenever I had doubts in studies, I watch the videos of the same topic on YouTube and my doubts gets easily cleared. In this way, social media helps me. Also, we get extra knowledge from social media. In my opinion, I think that social media is born for us. Because of social media, we stay in touch with our friends, families and others. Afaq said that social media gives us misinformation. Misinformation as well, I found this objection baseless because there is nothing in the world without side effects. It's the demand of being humans to make the use of social media on merit basis. Idris, tell me, do you have a smartphone?
Yes, I do have a smartphone.
Okay, tell me honestly, how much time do you spend on social media?
On an average, I used to spend 5 to 6 hours in a day on social media.
How is it affecting you?
Spending a lot of time on social media makes much effect on my studies. I'm not able to focus on my studies properly. I feel depressed and distracted all the time. I remain lazy, having itchy eyes all the time. Also, spending a lot of time on social media brings a lot of health disorders like anxiety, stress, and all the sleeplessness and all that.
Okay, how much time do you spend with your family and are you able to balance it?
I'm not able to spend that much time with my family that proper time I should spend with my family. I'm not able to balance it because you all know that a person cannot never balance it because it's hard to balance. When a person gets addicted to social media, he forgets everything about his family and he gets attached with social media. And I'm telling you that social media is not totally a curse. It depends on person how we utilize social media, whether for its betterment or not.
Ma'am, at present we see little children becoming the victims of social media. Even they do forget or deny the meals. What would be your message in this regard?
Well, this question reminds me something. This question reminds me something from my personal life, from my personal experience. You know, I got my first phone when I was about to complete my graduation. So what happened by that? A phone only, because that phone was not smart. I was only able to either call somebody or text. That's everything I could do on that phone. And what happened is, when I got my phone, I was enough mature. I was having that broad mental setup. I was able to manage things. I was able to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. I was able to know how to use a phone. I was, making things work on that, way. I was just looking the things in that way, like this phone should not affect my studies, should not affect the time which I used to spend with my family. But today, the tables have totally turned. The story is totally different. Today, I have seen kids from class 3, 4, 5 having access to smartphones, having their personal phones, having accounts on different multiple social media apps, be it Facebook or WhatsApp or Insta, Snapchat, and few other apps. And what happens is that the moment they get back home, what is the first thing that they do is they throw their bag down, they pick their phone, they lock themselves in their rooms, and they start using their phone. And why do they skip their meals? That is what you asked me. Is they skip their meals is because they feel frustrated at times. What happens is, if they have texted somebody before leaving to school, they will check whether that person has replied me back or not. And if that person hasn't replied back, what happens is you feel anxiety, you feel depressed, you feel stressed out. You start thinking, why hasn't that person replied back? And in all this frustration, you skip your meals, because your gut is connected to your mind. If your mind is not happy, you will not have anything. You will not spend time with your family. And all these things disturb a student's life, and he is not able, directly affects his studies, and he is not able to focus on his studies. So my message for parents would be, try to manage the screen time of their children, and for that they have to manage screen time of them first, because it all happens by the negligence of parents. They grab their phone, they don't give time to their children, and when their children feel neglected, they also pick up the phone and they also start using social media. So firstly, parents have to manage the screen time of firstly themselves and then their children. And second, they have to be open with their children. They have to make one-to-one conversation with their children, and they have to make them understand what is right and what is wrong. They have to make them understand how to use a smartphone so that it does not affect them, it does not affect their studies. Thank you.
Shoaib, social media has changed the course of life in a positive manner and has proved to be an informative tool. Do you agree with the same?
Of course, I agree with this. Social media has changed the lives of the people in a positive manner, as it connects the people with each other and helps them to build their relationship with their friends and family. Not only that, but also help them to share their thoughts and feelings with others. Sometimes you do have any important work that you do only with the help of social media. Earlier you said that social media has become the most informative tool. Yes, it is true. I am not denying the fact that social media hasn't become the most informative tool. In fact, it is the most informative tool of our daily lives, because we get many information, is news, is what is happening around the world today. That is what we get all from social media. Sometimes we get any wrong information which deprives us from each and everything and puts some negative effects on our life. Anytime we get any wrong information which makes us full, depressed, and we get annoyed too. At the same time, we get any wrong information which makes us full of happy and full of pleasure. At last, according to my point of view, I can say that we shouldn't believe always on social media, because it sometimes makes us totally fool. Thanks.
Misbah, tell me, what do you think? Is social media good or bad?
According to me, social media is a great tool for connecting with friends and family who live far away. We can keep in touch with loved ones and share our lives with them, no matter where they are. Social media can be a great source of information on a variety of topics. We can learn about news, events, and trends from all around the world. Social media platforms can provide access to educational resources and learn about new things to expand our knowledge.
Talked about connection, right? I believe that while social media can connect us with people who are far away, it can also lead to the feeling of disconnection with people around us. We may spend so much time on our devices that we miss out opportunities to connect with people in real life. Another point that we discussed, it is information sharing, isn't it? Social media can also be a source of misinformation. People may not fact check before sharing information, which can cause confusion and harm. One more point that we discussed, it is access to educational resources. While social media can provide access to educational resources, it can also be a distraction, leading to decreased productivity and time management skills. So I think it's a curse rather than a...
Sir, what are your thoughts regarding social media?
As far my thoughts are concerned regarding social media, I do believe that what Kaiser sir has said, that social media is born rather than a ban. It helps us to get connected with our friends. At personal level, it helps us to start conversation with our friends and get to know each other. While at professional level, it helps us to broaden our mind by getting so much knowledge. We can use social media to get knowledge regarding any concept, or we can watch any video regarding any topic and to get informed about that topic. And we need to think about this, that social media, if we use this social media, if we use it in excess, then it is really destructible for us. So we should keep it in limits, and we should not try to use it
Well, I can say that social media is both a blessing and a curse. It is how you use, how our students are using the social media. Social media has become a very important tool in both the hands of teacher and the students. As our teaching learning process has become very much fruitful with this, with the social media, where teacher gets stuck with his ideas. He just goes through the social media and checks the new ideas, so that his teaching learning, this process becomes very much effective. What he wants to make the students understand, he gets new idea and easy, and builds the concrete knowledge about his learning to his students. And second is that it boosts our relationship. Those are relatives, our students, our kids, our family who stays away, who are studying abroad, we keep in touch with them with the help of the social media. Now, in ancient times, what happened, we never knew what they are doing, where they are, how they are. But with the advent of the social media,
Regarding social media.
As you know, social media is popular today worldwide. Social media plays an important role in the students' studies, because it helps the students. Students can clear their doubts through social media, but there is need that the student should be aware that there are also the effects of social media, bad effects of social media. So they should use it well in a proper way. So at last we can say that the students should use the social media, but very limited, because they shouldn't forget their books. The book reading is very important.
So all of you saw that we had healthy discussion on the given topic. From students to teachers, we got a mixed reaction. Well, in my opinion, I think that social media is neither a curse nor a blessing. It's us that make it a curse or a blessing. Social media has both advantage and disadvantage, and I think it's in the hands of users to use it for a good purpose or for the other. So take the right decision. It's now the time. Till then, be happy, be healthy, and thank you.